People always ask me how I get my dewy glow, so I'm going to share with you a couple of tips. First of all, it's all about skincare. It's not about masking your skin, but it's about looking after it and keeping it really hydrated so that it's going to be nice and glowy all day. I use this amazing Decleor hydrating face mask. Most face masks you would wash off afterwards, but with a hydrating one, there's really no need. Just let it sink in and it's going to make your skin look amazing all day. So I'm just going to pop this on. A great tip to save time in the morning. Once you've applied this, you can just brush your teeth, do something that's going to take you a couple of minutes so that then your skin can absorb the mask a little bit. If you feel like there is too much excess on the skin, just take a tissue. Just dab away any excess mask. And also, if you have a more oily skin type and you think this is going to be too rich for your skin, then maybe just use a hydrating mask once a week. It's really good if you're dehydrated, and most of us don't drink enough water. Now that's done, I'm going to prime my skin with this primer. So this is from Guerlain. It gives a really nice, gorgeous, pearlized glow, which is really, really natural. So I like to apply this with a foundation brush. It's just really quick and easy. Most primers are really hydrating as well. So you're just getting another layer of moisture in there. But it's just knowing how to get that glow lasting all day, no matter how tired, hungover, or dehydrated you might actually be. Next, you're actually going to start on your base, your actual foundation or tinted moisturiser. I'm using a tinted moisturiser from Shiseido. I don't really like to use foundation. I find it too heavy and I don't really want to mask my skin. So I like to use a tinted moisturiser and then a concealer just wherever I might need it. I'm going to use this Real Technique stippling brush, which is like a buffing brush. So this gives a nice light coverage. You'll get a little bit of your tinted moisturiser on the end of the brush. So as you can see, I'm just using light circular motions using the brush. So it's just even out the skin tone and give it a really, really nice glow. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to use is my concealer. I like to use two different concealers, one for under the eye and one to cover up any blemishes or redness. And I think probably a lot of people maybe only think they need one concealer, but the thing is, the skin under the eyes is much thinner and more delicate. And also you get dark circles under the eye. So under the eye you want to conceal, but you also want to illuminate. So this is the under eye concealer that I'm loving at the moment from Stila. It has a little brush on the end, so you can use it on the go. So if you just apply it with the brush and then use a finger just to dab it into the skin. Don't be scared to use this on the eyelids as well, because if you're going to be using eyeshadow and you've got any kind of veins or also any blue tones on the eyelid, which we often do, then it's just nice to conceal it all and make it all one even colour. Now I've concealed under my eyes, I'm going to use this concealer from Stila to cover up any blemishes or redness. It's got a nice thick consistency, it's going to stay on all day. I'm going to apply this with a concealer brush. Sometimes if you use your fingers too much to apply product, you actually start taking it away. So now that's your base finished, I'm going to start to add some highlighter. This is one of my favourites from Benefit. What's really great about this is that it's got the highlighter on one end and a really convenient little stick. And then in the other end you've got a little buffing brush. So you can apply this just along the top of the cheekbone. If you're not sure where the top of the cheekbone is, just take your finger and press along and you should be able to feel the edge of the bone. Don't forget to put a little bit of highlighter along your brow bone, because it just opens up the eye and it really highlights your brow bone and your eyebrow. Great, so now I've got my highlighter on, I'm going to add bronzer. I don't normally wear a blusher because I prefer to use bronzer instead. This is one of my favourites at the moment from Guerlain. It actually has different shades inside it. There's a lot of products like this that you can find, kind of what you're putting on, instead of just one colour of bronze, which can make your skin look a bit flat and dull. It's got different shades of pink, bronze, and almost a peachy tone as well, so that's going to really lift the skin. So now I'm going to apply this to the apple of my cheek. If you're not sure where the apple of your cheek is, then you can smile, big smile, and it's just the roundest part of your cheek. Now I've got my bronzer on, one of the final steps is I'm going to add some translucent powder. This is a great one from Jalique. It's actually rose scented, which is really, really gorgeous. And it comes with a little blotting sponge inside. I prefer to use a short stubby powder brush like this. I know it looks a bit like a shaving brush, but actually it's really great for getting a really even but really light coverage of powder. Translucent powder is great because it doesn't have any pigment to it, so it's basically see-through. So you're not even going to know that it's there. No one's going to be able to tell that you've got another layer on. So just make sure you're getting it onto the brush, covering all of the bristles. So you're buffing the powder into the skin, and at the same time, I feel like it's almost setting everything perfectly, so it's really going to last all day. So there you have it. That's my tips on how to get my everyday glow. I hope you've enjoyed watching. As you can see, it's not really about putting loads and loads of makeup on. It's just about highlighting the right areas and knowing which products to use.